So good day, everybody. Thank you for joining me today for Morning Sip with Rev Melissa. I am Rev Melissa, and Sip is Spirit in Practice, where we practice because practice makes progress. And we're about that progress life, aren't we? Yes, we are. So welcome to Morning Sip with Rev Melissa here on New Thought Media Network. So we are in our series, and I have thoroughly enjoyed this series. And I hope that you all are receiving something also from the Apocaloptimist series. So it's the combination of two words, apocalypse and optimist. Apocalypse and optimist. And you put it together, and what it means is someone who knows how bad things appear to be, but nonetheless knows everything is all right. Everything. And so yesterday I shared the 7 practices of trees that we get to practice. So if you missed that, please check out yesterday's show. And I shared this amazing picture of a tree giving another tree resuscitation. I call it, it's our version of mouth-to-mouth resuscitation. But it looks like, the smaller tree is helping the larger tree. And if you're on Instagram, you could go to my YouTube channel and see the picture, right? You see how they come together. And that's the only spot that they're together. It's 2 separate trees. Amazing. And so the larger tree looks like it has some kind of situation going on, a disease or something happened to it. And the other tree is just resuscitating it. Amazing. And so I have 7 practices from trees that we get to practice. Yes. So today I wanted to spend a little bit of time talking about the second part of this word, Apocaloptimist. I wanted to talk a little bit about the optimist part, because we are all very familiar with the apocalypse side, right? About the bad stuff. We all know it. Just turn on the news and you'll get a full of it, right? So I was thinking about the word optimist, and I looked up the definition, and this is what it is. Reflecting a favorable view of events and conditions and the expectation of a positive outcome demonstrating. Reflecting a favorable view of events and conditions and the expectation of a positive outcome demonstrating. So the origins of the word optimism comes from the Latin word optimus, and it means best, right? Best. So we could use that, right? That vibration, and be rooted in the best of everything. And by being rooted in the best of everything, we can know that only good will blossom and grow, right? So we need to be rooted like trees are rooted. We need to be rooted in the good, rooted in the best, rooted in optimism. Yes. So my question is, can you have a favorable view right now? So if you're going through a situation, a challenge, something seems totally off in your life right now, can you have a favorable view of it right now? Whatever it is that you're going through, can you? And you can. So the answer to that is yes. Can you have a favorable view of it now? Not waiting until it's over, not a year from now, and say, oh, that thing that happened last year was certainly for my highest good, right? Because we sometimes have 20/20 vision about these things, but we get the opportunity to practice knowing that it's good now, regardless of the appearance. Optimist people know that it's good regardless of the appearance. We don't look at the appearance, right? We don't get sucked in to the appearance of things, right? We could shift our perspective to the best possible outcome, right? To the good that we know that is blossoming and ever expanding and ever expressing through us and as us. We can know that now and at the same time be going through stuff, right? It doesn't have to be a either or. So there's no need to delay having a favorable view. We don't delay the doom and gloom. We don't delay that. We go right there sometimes. So why not go right there and see a favorable outcome? Why not go right there, right now, instead of waiting, right? Because, like I said, we don't wait to imagine the worst, right? So we can use that same muscle, that same imagination muscle, and imagine the good now to have a favorable view. Yes, we could shift our perspective to the best possible outcome that we can imagine through the lens of love. Through the lens of love. So let me pause right there. Yes, Shay's giving me a yes right now. Yes, Shay. Everything is working together for my highest good. I know that is the truth, Shay. I say that all the time. And Bonnie, thank you. I needed to hear that right now. You are welcome, Bonnie. I think you're not the only one because I have to remind myself of this, right? Because I could catch myself in some place that I'm like, what am I doing here? Why am I thinking about all this negative stuff? Why am I imagining? Why are my what ifs negative, dark, scary, right? What if I did what ifs that were positive and uplifting, right? Michelle said, good reminder. Yes, we have to remind ourselves of this, that we could shift our perspective right now to favorable, to favorable. So I want to share something because our imagination is powerful. Our imagination is creative. It's a creative, active force. So I want to share something from one of my favorite books, The Master Key System. This book is so it's so powerful. It really drills down the universal principles and these beautiful little nuggets. It's a really short book, and it's told through, I think it's 12 parts, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, that's wrong. 24 parts, double the parts. But each part is a couple of pages, like maybe 4 or 5 pages. So this is what it says about imagination that I want to share with you. What is the imagination? A form of constructive thought, the light by which we penetrate new worlds of thought and experience, the mighty instrument by which every inventor or discoverer opened the way from precedent to experience. So it is, we can use our imagination for constructive thought to penetrate new worlds. There's infinite possibilities. That's what is meant by new worlds. Infinite possibilities, right? What is the result of imagination? Answer: the cultivation of the imagination leads to the development of the ideal out of which your future will emerge. So we can create our future now through our imagination. And we do this all the time. We imagine the worst. We imagine what we don't want to happen. And guess what the future brings? That, what you don't want to happen, right? And how do we cultivate our imagination? We cultivate it by exercise. I would say we cultivate it by practice, right? It must be supplied with nourishment or it cannot live. So we have to supply our imagination with nourishment, nourishing, high vibration pictures in our mind, right? Because we are creating our future today. So what we do, speak, feel, imagine today is what we're creating for our tomorrow. If you want to have a good sense of what tomorrow will be like for you, just look at your today. Just look at your today. If you want your tomorrow to be different, you have to do something different today. Yes? We have to do something different today. If you keep doing what you've been doing, you're going to get what you've been getting. They call that what? Insanity. Repeating, doing the same thing over and over and thinking that you're going to get different results is insanity. So we get to use our imagination because we're optimistic people. We're optimistic. So we use our imagination op- optimistically. There we go. We use our imagination optimistically to outpicture that which we are wanting, desiring, knowing is our life, whatever that may be. So if you're going through a challenge right now, you have the power within you to shift your perspective to something that is favorable by imagining what it is that you do want. Simply imagine good. Sprinkle good all over that. Rain, have rain just wash it in good, right? If you don't know specifically right now what that is, what it is that you want it to look like, just imagine it looking good, flourishing, abundant. Tune into what the feeling tone is. What do you want to feel? And feel that in your imagination. Because guess what? The way that our brain is, it doesn't register if it's real or not. It's just like, yes, the Lord says yes. And so it is. So we do this not once, not twice, but consistently and deliberately, right? It's a practice. It's a practice. So this is what we get to do. We get to cultivate our imagination because we are living in a world within ourselves that is optimistic. And our inner world, our inner environment that we are rooted in is good. And so we create from that place. That's what gets fertilized in our soil, in our soul. The good, the best, right? Optimism, the vibration of the word optimism is best. So the best and highest good is unfolding right here and right now. I imagine it so, and so it is. And so it is. All right, y'all. So we're going to wrap up the Apocaloptimist series tomorrow. I hope you receive something from it that you could take into practice with you. That's my deepest desire for Morning Sip, is that you take something and put it into practice. Activate it in your life. Yes? All right, y'all. All right. Michelle said, alt delete. Yes, yes. Those things that we don't want, right? Alt, what is it? Alt control delete, right? Because we get to start fresh with every thought. We get to start fresh right now. Yeah. So what are we going to do today? We're going to use our imagination. We're going to shift our perspective from the negative to the positive, and we're going to know the best now. So imagine the best. Imagine the best. This or something better. Yes? All right. All right. Let's practice, y'all. Let's practice. So peace and blessings, everybody. Peace and justice. We are living life in joy. Yes, we are, because we are connected to our yes. Connected to our yes.